I remember that during July, I was in a massive rut. I was playing video games, I was eating junk food, I was doing all the bad habits that, I shouldn't be doing. At the same time, I had a cousin from Argentina who was coming over, staying at my house with my family. And so I already knew we were going to be going out kayaking, we're going to be going to amusement parks, we're going to go to places and do stuff because she's never here. But because I was in a rut, I was in this self improvement depression, which I don't know if you know what that is, but just in case you don't, self improvement depression is basically when you're doing all the you're doing all the bad habits, but with the knowledge that they're bad. So let's say you get two people, right? You get both of them are doing the same bad habits. They're eating junk food, they're watching pornography, they're playing video games, whatever. Except one of them knows about self improvement. He watches self improvement videos, and the other one does not. The person with the worst mental health is going to be this guy who knows about self improvement, who watches the videos, right? Because he knows that what he's doing is wrong. He knows that he needs to change, but he's not doing it. The other guy, even though he still feels the effects of pornography, of junk food, right? He's probably going to be skinny fat. He's probably not going to be able to talk to women or socialize properly. He's probably not going to be able to get like sexually active without having problems. He is going to have a lot less mental baggage because he doesn't know about self-improvement. He's not aware of like delayed gratification versus instant gratification. He's not aware of things like meditation or journaling. And so the other guy who does know, he suffers more. That is essentially what I was going through. It was a self-improvement depression. And during this whole time, I remember we'd go out to, let's say, paddle boating, and I'd have it like in my mind the entire time. I could not be present. I literally couldn't be present. I felt so detached from every conversation and every event that happened because I was so ashamed about my behavior. I felt like such a hypocrite and such a fraud, especially when my mother would recount, because she doesn't see all my failures. She doesn't see all of the things that I struggle with. She only sees the part of me that like gets up early and goes to the gym and does like the good habits. And so when she would say these good things about me, like, oh yeah, he's doing so good, his diet is so clean, he works out so often, like basically saying that I'm like on this correct path, I would feel so ashamed deep inside. Like that's not me. That's not even me. For the past 2 weeks, I've been doing nothing but playing video games. I pulled like two all-nighters, not in a row, but throughout that 2 weeks, I spent 2 nights just staying up the entire time playing video games. And do you think that the next day I went to the gym? Do you think that the next day I went and I grinded hard? I went, I cold approached 5 girls. I worked on my business. I did all these things. Do you think that I opened my journal and made some super epic philosophical insight? Of course I didn't. Of course I didn't. I made no progress during July. The point of me using this example is that it's for this specific moment that I recall where I went to Nickelodeon Park. It's like this amusement park for, that Cartoon Network, whatever. And I was with this Argentinian cousin and a male cousin of mine who lives here in the US, in my state. And the whole time, same thing. I was detached. I was not present. I was still feeling like guilt and shame. And I remember that even though she never said it, I could feel it from the way she looked at me. I could feel it from the way that she was talking to me, that she knew something was wrong, that she knew something was a bit off. And that, like, when I reflected upon that, I think like a few weeks later during August, it occurred to me that, bro, this entire time I've been struggling with my own problems, and instead of just dealing with them like a man would, instead of just saying, oh shit, I've been spending a week playing video games, what the fuck am I doing? And then getting back onto the grind, I've been moping about it, crying about it, and then pushing the problems onto other people. Not by saying, oh, this is my problem, this is my problem, not by yelling or arguing, but just by being a downer, just by being like bringing the mood down with my presence alone. It's like my burden, and this is where the title of the video comes in. My burden was mine to bear. My burden was the fact that, oh yeah, I have to get back onto the good habits and everything. I've fallen off so hard. That is my problem. That is not the problem of my mother, of my friends, of my teachers. That's not the problem of my mentors, of the cashier, the supermarket, of anybody in the gym. No one else except my own problem. And so it is wrong of me. It was wrong of me to kind of have this negative mood that was, not just getting over it and dealing with it on my own time, in my own private space. And instead choosing to push that onto other people. And so maybe you're not going through this right now. Maybe your journey is going super smoothly right now. Maybe you're having the best moment, you're having the best momentum of your life with all of your good habits and everything. But I just want you to be aware of this, right? Because you're especially vulnerable to failure at that moment. If you fail when you have momentum, then I'm telling you from my own experience, it hurts a lot. And if you're unprepared to deal with it in the right way, you're going to end up losing all that momentum. You're going to end up losing all that progress for months, years even. I saw a comment on one post that said that he had 6 months of momentum, and that when he lost it, he fell off and couldn't get back onto it for 10 years. 10 years of his life, he struggled to get back his momentum. So I'm telling you, when you experience these problems, when you experience a bad day, or when you have a few bad days, even a bad week or a bad month, you need to remember, okay, I have fucked up. I did the wrong thing. I should not have been doing this entire time. I've wasted precious time of my life. Now, I'm going to stop bitching about it, and I'm going to get back onto the path that I was on previously so that I don't lose even more of my life. That is how you should think about this, how you should think about failure. That is how you should approach these bad days or bad periods of your life. Don't get in the habit of getting emotional and carrying around this negative mood, pushing your problem onto others, making other people feel worse because you are ashamed of yourself, because you don't feel good. Your burden is yours to bear. So when you have the problems, when you have the issues, instead of, like I said before, complaining about it, you simply deal with it in every way that you can. And if you can deal with it, then it's not a problem, because you can deal with it. So you just have to let it happen. Problems are only really problems when they're making your life worse and you can control them. If something is making your life worse and you can't control it, then it's not necessarily that the thing is making your life worse, but it's that you are prioritizing the wrong things. You are focused on the wrong things. Because nothing outside of your control should be making a life worse. The only things that can truly take away from your inner peace are your own actions, your own thoughts. And so the goal here should be to gain control over those. It should be to understand those and to act properly, to think properly every day. If you get yourself in the habit of controlling your emotions and then looking at your problems objectively, number one, you'll find that many times your problem isn't even really that big of a deal. It's not even a problem to begin with. And secondly, you'll have a lot more clarity, you'll have a lot more peace of mind, and you'll get out of that issue much quicker. That's going to be all for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, let me know if you agree, if you disagree. I also have a Patreon that's coming out soon, so in there you'll get exclusive content, exclusive articles, you'll get all sorts of things that you don't see on the channel. You'll get direct one-to-one access with me. So if you have any questions that you'd like to ask me personally, if you'd like to have, let's say, a one-on-one call session, then we can do those as well. And yeah, although it isn't out yet, because I have to set up my card and everything, I have to set up everything so that, you guys can actually pay for it. I will let you know when it is out. I'll make an announcement video, and then on that video. You can ask me whatever questions you have. So yeah, like I said, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.